Hey, good morning, everybody. It is now 5 o'clock. You are waking up on this Monday morning after a very busy weekend of winter weather led to some serious crashes involving dozens of vehicles and tractor trailers along portions of I-80. State Patrol had to shut down the interstate while crews cleaned up the pileup. You're looking at video on your screen right now of the serious damage that was done there on the interstate. Now, DMPD officers also say they have responded to over 40 crashes across the city this past weekend. And we have another busy morning in store for you. Thank you all for waking up with us right here on Local 5 and on We Are Iowa Plus. I'm Dana Searles.
And I'm Megan McPherson in for Joseph Holloway. We have team coverage this morning on this weather impact alert day. JD Snover is out in the Local 5 storm tracker this morning. He is monitoring road conditions, and we'll get out to him in just a few minutes. First, let's check in with meteorologist Chase Bullman. Chase, the final day of what has been 3 straight days of weather impact alerts.
Yeah, round things off with, of course, this morning. And spoiler alert, there's another one coming tomorrow. But we have too much to cover before we get to that. So today until 12 p.m., we are looking at wind gusts climbing to 25 to 35 miles per hour with strong wind gusts, potential for blowing snow. Now, we saw a very similar setup last week. The two differences, one, the wind is not near as strong this time, but now we have the right snowfall setup. What we saw on Saturday was a very dry, light, fluffy snow. It gets blown across roads very easily, so it doesn't take near as much of a wind gust for that to actually become an issue. So take it slow this morning, build in some time, especially if you're coming in from a more rural area. You have to drive through a lot of open land. That is where these wind gusts really start to peak. And just because what we show you won't be all of the wind gusts, there are still some pockets that will have the stronger wind. So we have that base wind of 10 to 20 miles per hour. Could have a few spots like Lamoni and Carroll peaking between 20 and 25 miles per hour. And we'll see that kind of bounce around throughout the day today. Radar is at least completely clear. Nothing on here, but we're also not seeing any wind advisories or anything like that at this moment. So at the bus stop, things are at least decent. But on the colder side, the wind calms down this afternoon. That is the good news. But going into tomorrow, we see everything switch over. The wind dies down. Our humidity starts to climb just a bit. Now we're looking at a chance for freezing fog, but we'll cover all of this here in just a few minutes. Dana.
Chase, thank you. Let's take a look at your roads this morning. Of course, this is going to be very developing throughout the morning, very fluid. We don't know how conditions will impact your commute, but they potentially could. So looking at these 4 cameras all across the metro, I-35 at Ora-Labor, I-80 at US 65, I-235 at Euclid, and 80-35 at Merle Hay. All those cameras are looking pretty good. Not a whole lot of cars out on the road right now. So we will keep you updated throughout the morning. If any of that changes, Iowa DOT has your conditions looking pretty good. But as you get set for this morning commute, like we said, you're going to need to be weather aware because it is very developing.
Yes, and high winds could start blowing some of that lighter, fluffier snow around and causing some visibility issues as well. Local 5's JD Snover is out in Storm Tracker 5 with a look at some of the current conditions. What are you seeing out there, JD?
Yeah, Dana and Megan, roads fairly clear, at least on the interstate here. Just drove through downtown on 235, and we will now give you a look here north on 35, just kind of exiting the very northern portion of Ankeny, coming up to that last exit on Ankeny here. Roads, like I said, pretty clear. The wind definitely blowing, though. Some of those bigger flags even you can see really waving along the sides of the interstate. So wind's definitely blowing, as Chase told you earlier. Just kind of take it a little bit slower. Of course, those residential streets as well. Are going to be a little slicker and things of that nature. So just give yourself a couple extra minutes getting to the interstate. Although the interstates are clear, some of those city streets, road streets, residential streets may be a little slicker for you. But as of right now, things looking a little clear. We will keep you updated throughout the morning as things continue to move on and are fluid. But as of right now, we will send it back into the studio to Dana and Megan.
All right, JD, thank you. We'll check back in with you in just a bit. We are monitoring power outages across central Iowa this morning as well. Good news right now, you can see in Des Moines, only about 22 customers, it looks like, affected at the moment. So we're not seeing widespread power outages by any means. We will let you know if that changes.